What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and I've been getting a lot of complaints about the mirror match that happens to be part of the Most Feared 2 with the Peyton Manning and everything else that came out. Obviously, you have to get through this in order to get your free 90 overall net, so many of you are going crazy. I've reached out to several people, and this is going to be the recommendation. Some of you guys may have inaccurate lineups with the way that it is, so that when it duplicates your team, you're not able to successfully complete the game. What does that mean? Most of you guys that are playing that solo right now, your lineups are not the right type of lineup, or there are certain players that are not supposed to be where they're supposed to be, or it's out of position. It's a lot of different things that could be the possibility, but mainly the feedback that I received was that people have players, it's something freaky with the lineup. All right, so what I'm going to suggest you guys do is very, very simple, because this worked for me, and I'm going to actually go through the solo again and show you. You're going to create another lineup, okay? Point blank period. That's what you're about to do, okay? So pretty much with that, you're going to go, I think you just, yeah, right here, right? This is where, no, you're going to change active lineup. You go to change active lineup, you're going to go to where it says create new. This has primarily been happening on the PS4. So what happens is, when you go over here, it tells you how to create the new lineup. You can just create the new lineup and then go with the same exact team and see if that works. If that does not work, then you're going to want to go individually through your lineup and just make sure that all the players are in their right positions, which means that don't have anything that's really, really freaky going on. Just have the players in the right positions. Make sure everything is filled properly. Make sure that you have, if you have, superstar or abilities, make sure that none of them are not activated. Just try to keep everything, perfect with what you're doing. And, go through it. Make sure, double check everything. And then after you're done doing that, you go right back to the solo. Because remember, it's duplicating your team. So if your team has something that the CPU doesn't like, or there's something that, you put a guy out of position that's just weird or whatever. It's certain things that can really manipulate the way that the game duplicates what you're doing. So you don't want to have that situation. Okay, so you're going to go over right back into the mirror match. Now remember, your only requirement is to have the lead at halftime. That's it. Okay, so you're gonna go back. You can see I've already done it. I've already put the video out about how which player I chose. Obviously at this point, if you guys didn't see the video, I chose Tariq Cohen because he's the glitchiest one out of all of them, and I powered him up, and I rage sold Bo Jackson because he deserves it, and that's pretty much it. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna pretty much go through it, the game. Now remember, for those of you guys that don't know this already, it's on arcade mode. So as far as beating it, it shouldn't be an issue beating it. You should be able to put on True Clock and do whatever you want. Now, as long as you have the right type of lineup and you changed it or just created a new one, you should be able to go through and have no issue as long as you have the lead at halftime. When I completed it the first time, I made sure that the CPU did not score. All right, so that was something that I chose to do. So what do? I drop down. Now you're gonna press the L1 button. You're gonna make sure you're on True Clock, and then you're just gonna pretty much just run the ball. Run the ball every single snap. Okay, run out the clock and just make sure that you're winning. Now remember this though, okay, you are playing with some of the players from this actual promo. Like you got Cohen, you got AJ Green. Obviously you could sub into other players if you want to, but I didn't really care. This is where I realized that Tariq Cohen was pretty good. But you can see when you go to sub, you have your backups. You see Saquon Barkley, if you wanted to put somebody in, that doesn't affect it. But this is the solo that I played that made me realize, like, yo, wow. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this dude kind of raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really, really that raw. He moves around very, very good. I've played several weekend league games with him. It's unbelievable what he does. And remember, he does the spins and the jukes without abilities. So he's a perfect backup. As opposed to the other idiots that, you can't really do anything with because they need abilities to function. He has a lot of 90s in the elusiveness, the spin move. So there's several different things that you can actually do with it. Obviously the play that I'm running right now, just running stretch, I would highly recommend that while you're doing it, just to make sure that you're getting the yards that you need. Now, when we take the clock all the way down, what's going to happen is you may need to just throw the ball up in the air, and it's on arcade mode. So again, you should have no issue. Scoring on the CPU, you should have no issue arcade mode. Just throw the ball up and hold the triangle button and just have a good day. That's it. Or hold Y if you're on Xbox. Very, very simple to do. So this is something that EA had, I believe, they intentionally made very, very easy because they want people to be able to take advantage of the free cards. So I don't think that there should be much issue. with getting all this stuff done. So you see how fast we get through the first quarter. That's fine. We're going to go ahead, press the button. After we do this one, it should ultimately, end the quarter. Okay, now we're going to try to chew as much as we can, because remember, it works both ways. Because it's arcade mode, the CPU can also dot you ridiculously wild. You know what I'm saying? So those things can really, really affect you negatively when you get dotted uncontrollably. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really, really wild. So just be careful with that, to understand that if you give them a chance, they will score and they will throw the ball right through your user. And it is arcade mode, so it's not competitive. A lot of freaky things will happen, and that's designed for the mode to also make it easier for you as well. So take advantage of that. All right, but like I said, ultimately, I would love to not have to give them the ball if that's at all possible, and just run the clock out to the very, very end and then go from there. So we're going to try to get this down to below 40 seconds, so that way it'll go to the 2-minute warning, and then we'll be good with that. Okay, run straight through. All right, good stuff. First down again. So we got it. Well, that was first down in that first place. So now it's 2nd and 6. We take this down to the 2-minute warning, and then from there we should be able to go ahead and finish up this game and have the lead by the half. All right. And that's pretty much it. And again, those methods that I just explained to you, those should work, because it's not really a glitch that everybody is going through. So I don't expect any issues with what I just explained to you. And like I said, that's direct feedback from people that are familiar with the situation that has helped others to complete it. So just change your lineup, even go out with a, whatever, like a salary cap lineup. Just do something weird, just don't use the same one. And it happens like that sometimes. And, sometimes you just need to just switch up a couple things and it'll work. So it's not individually your fault, your console, whatever. It's just sometimes when you guys build your teams, you got freaky things going on, like real freaky, and it's just wild and savage. And sometimes the CPU ain't trying to have it. All right, now right here, let me see how much clock winds down on this 3rd down. Hold on, let me see. What does it go to? Okay, 8. All right. So what I'm gonna do is 7 seconds left. I'll try to get a touchdown. If not, I'll just take the field goal. And either way, as long as you're winning at halftime, it should register and you should be able to get the win. So it should not be that big of an issue. But we'll just try to run stretch to kind of, make sure that we have the 7 points. If we don't get, oh, whoa, bruh. All right, we'll take the field goal. All right, that's fine. Yo, dude, bro, like, why are they flipping them up in the air like that? Like, low key, that didn't happen before. So this should actually end it, and you should get the star. All right, so let's see what happens. That's 0 seconds. It should close out, and ultimate challenges should be complete. And it says we got the star, play next challenge. All right, we got max stars. Now, look, this is the situation. I just went through it for you really, really quickly. I pointed out everything that I believe that you need to know about it. If there are still issues with you going and completing that, I'm going to go ahead and show you some other things that you could possibly do. In regards to that, whenever you have any issue with not being able to finish a solo, or there is an error, you can always, like I said, you can either duplicate the team. That's the #1 scenario. Or for those of you guys that like have salary cap teams, you could just try to use another team that you have to kind of make that a little bit easier. So let me just let me go over here. Like you see, like the view, you can view salary cap lineups. Now look. This is something that would probably help a lot of people that have really, really OP teams that have issues with dealing with the CPU on a higher level. So I don't know your level of gameplay and the rage that you guys, go through when the computer is just doing whatever they want. But if your team is too good for you to beat it, you can create a salary cap lineup and then just play against the salary cap lineup, you know what I'm saying, with the whatever, and then you have the lesser of the overalls to deal with, and then in that regard, you shouldn't have that much of an issue. This is also a key way that I got a lot of people that had issues with it to win. You know what I'm saying? Like if your team is really, really good and you don't want to deal with it, just create a salary cap lineup and just go in there and just do whatever you want. All right, that's just something else that'll probably help you guys get through it. Again, regardless of what's happening, just try to make sure that everything is simple. All right, don't have somebody starting out of position. Don't have a fullback starting at halfback. Just don't do anything weird that'll make it so that when they duplicate the team, that something is off with it. And I believe you guys should have that completed 100%. Now, as far as the 4 players, the AJ Greens, the Tariq Cohen and all that stuff, I just want to point this out for some of you guys that are asking about this as well. If you stayed this long into the video, write Cohen in the comments. But this is something that I wanted to point out. Many of you guys that don't understand what's going on, with players like Tariq Cohen, because remember, these guys are not in the auction house, these are NAT players, you can actually use training. So you don't even have to do that. For those of you guys that were asking, yo, do I have to do the solo? I don't want to do it, bro, it's too much. Even though it's not too much, and I don't agree, because it was very simple for me. I got all those solos done within an hour. If you don't want to go through that, you can just use the training. Also, with this one, with his Theme King player, again, you don't have to play the solos for that. You can just use training as well. So it's not something that you're going to have to go crazy with, but I believe it's like 4,000 in training though. So if your pockets is fat like that, God bless you, bro. But you can see my training is way, way down, and I'm not about to go. If I can get it for, for free by just playing it, I'm going to do that. And that's pretty much it. And Tariq Cohen has been ultimately like one of the best cards, I believe. Some of you guys chose AJ Green. I don't know why. Keanu Neal, I don't know why. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but if that's what you like, I'm not here to judge you guys. I want you guys to have fun with the game. So, but like I said, I wouldn't pick AJ Green no matter what. Like, that dude's garbage. But again, enjoy him if you did pick him, for some of the guys that wrote that in the comments. But here's a look at Tariq Cohen with Sprinter, powered up fully, and how, look, he just moves around like ridiculously, just unbelievably good. That's all I can really tell you about him. Like, he's really, really good with the way that he moves around. So that's the reasoning behind why I chose my player. I think Zadarius Smith was another one, but he was in the 70s with speed. Obviously, we're not doing anything with that this far into the game. So the other players, if you have, another version of the card, feel free to do it. But ultimately, I would love for you guys to join me with Tariq Cohen and see the experience, because he's an unbelievable player. Hopefully this video was informative and helped you get through your situation. If it did, please leave a comment. If you still have further issues, I would contact help.ea.com and make a claim to see if they would bypass it or just give you the card, maybe something like that. Or if you have video footage, you could probably send it to them directly and see what's going on with that. All right, guys? So go ahead and enjoy your weekend. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.